Hey y'all, happy Monday. I hope everyone is doing well. Today we're going to get into a reading. I'm not sure what's going to come up. I don't really have any prompts for today. I'm just curious to see what comes up in our energy. So we've started with, I'm starting with the Wild Woman Oracle. And the cards that we have are Introspection, the Unknown, and Feminine Energy. I'm picking up that a lot of us are entering the unknown. Clearly. A lot of us are entering spaces that we have not been in before. But I think there's a energy of excitement that comes with that. And I think that there's a lot of processing that's going to be happening as we enter the unknown. I really feel like a lot of us are shifting out of a lot of old ways of being, old dynamics, old ways of thinking. And like in the past, we, I think, have found it a little bit more difficult to kind of shed this old sense of self, but I'm really picking up that right now we are allowing ourselves to be curious about what's coming up. Like, I really feel like there's this energy of excitement in the next leg of our journeys. Like, we don't know what it's gonna look like, but I'm just sensing this excitement and this willingness to explore and be open to things that we might not have been open to in the past. And then we have a Moonlit Dance, Feminine Energy, which is also a card that I think we pulled the last time that we met, last Monday. I'm really feeling flow, and I have a post that I posted on Instagram that starts with flow. That's really like the energy that I'm picking up on, is that so many of us are allowing ourselves to be in flow. For some of us, for the first time ever. For some of us, for the first time in a really long time. And we're allowing ourselves to provide this foundation where we can start to build new things and explore these new aspects and these new sides of ourselves that were not accessible to us in the past. Like, we have crossed over into some other season of our journey as a whole. And then we have Mirror, who or what is triggering you. So as we start to go into this deep introspection and we start to discover these new things about ourselves, ask these new questions in regards to our journey, in regards to our purpose, I think that a lot of what has been triggering us in the past, those things are going to start to come up in order to be cleared out, so that we can start to clear those things and move past those things for once and for all, to really allow ourselves the space to start to build these new foundations and to move through the clutter. And even like the song that's playing right now, the jazz, and like the I love the chaotic nature of jazz. And as the music is kind of like I had the thought for a minute to like turn it down, but I really think that it's speaking a lot to kind of the energy that's happening right now. Like, there's a lot of excitement, there's a lot of not knowing, but not knowing, it's a not knowing married with a sense of excitement for what's to come. Like, I just feel like this brewing energy of, like, a lot of us are going to be walking into aspects of ourselves that we really didn't see coming. And I really mean this in a positive way. Like, I'm really feeling a lot of positive energy coming up. Last year, for a lot of us, things felt very dense and really just like really difficult because we were triggered to really start to step into our full authentic selves and to really start to align with what we actually want, need, and desire once and for all, to actually make hardcore decisions that are going to shape the next 9 years. And then we have courage. No one is fearless. No one. But even though I am not fearless, I am courageous. When fear shows up, I don't run away from it. I use my courage to conquer it. My courage allows me to walk right up to that fear and kick it in the nuts, then quickly hide behind someone bigger until it goes away. So we're asking to be courageous as we dig into these new aspects of ourselves. And as we're uncovering these new aspects of ourselves, we're also going to be discovering new things about our world. We're going to start to feel these shifts and these cycles that are going to surprise us. Like, I don't know what they're going to be, but I really feel like there's going to be a deep sense of shock and surprise in regards to the things that we're going to find ourselves coming up against. That card was there, but I think that card was just upside. That card was flipped the other way, so it caught my attention, but I don't feel that card is for us. Okay, vampire. Makes you aware that someone or something is draining your life force. That's the light attribute of a vampire. Shadow attribute, depleting others for your psychic survival. Chronic complaining or codependency. Right, so we're being asked to move away from codependent behaviors. We're really being asked to dig deep into ourselves and ask ourselves in what ways we've been clinging on to things that really haven't been serving us for a long time. And also what's coming up for this card is that there might be people in your life that are serving as vampires of some sort that are draining your life force. And this is something that's also been coming up recently, is just how important it is for us to guard and be really intentional about what we are giving our energy to, because we are stepping into a season where we are going to really need all of our energy. And in order for us to align with the people that we're becoming, it's also important for us to start to feel how much energy we actually do have within our own well. Like, so often I think we feel so exhausted or depleted from just the many different things that come up as we move through life. But I think right now we're really being asked to hold our energy sacred and to really protect our energy in a really big way, because some of you are going to be moving into the spotlight. Some of you are going to be moving into areas of your life that are more illuminated. And as you do that, it's going to be important that you protect your energy and that you are really sure about the people that are in your life, and making sure that the people that are in your life are people that are actually rocking with you for real. Because sometimes we hold on to things or to people or to energies that have been around us for a really long time, but that doesn't necessarily mean that those people, those places, those things, those items, those locations are places, spaces, people, and things that are really for our highest good. So we're being asked to make sure that whatever it is that we're giving our energy to, that we are being intentional and that we are not that we are doing away with this idea of just feeling depleted and just feeling as though we are just giving or allowing others to feed on us in a way that isn't actually benefiting us. I'm gonna pull from the Work Your Light Oracle. So we got Get Grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. Yeah, so we're being asked to really like lay this new foundation. Like I literally just see somebody in a field and it's cold where a lot of us that I know are probably tuning in to it's probably a little chilly, right? Like a lot of us are probably not going to be like going out and putting our feet in the grass at this time of the year, but we are still being asked to get grounded and to provide a space where we can connect to ourselves, connect to natural things, connect to things that allow us to tap into who we are becoming and to really like allow ourselves to listen to what's coming up and allow ourselves to be open to what's coming up, and allowing ourselves to get grounded can provide us with the space to continue to flourish and to lean into the direction that is best for us. And so we have the card Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? So we are collectively and individually being asked to journey to these spaces within ourselves that might have been uncomfortable in the past, we might have feared in the past, and there might be things coming up. I know I keep saying this, but this is just something that keeps coming up. Some of us are going to come into contact with things that we were not expecting, like these wonderfully surprising and captivating things, like these gold mines within ourselves that we did not have access to before, right? Either because we were too blocked, but as we've been digging into the shadows and uncovering things that need to be cleared out, reconnecting with our inner child, checking in with our beliefs and asking ourselves why I believe, X, Y, and Z. Do I still believe X, Y, and Z? What are some new things that I believe that have kind of just been unconsciously floating around? Like, what are some of the things that are coming up that are new for me? Because we're being called to journey to places that we have not been before. And that's exciting. It can be a little nerve-wracking, but we are being asked to really ask ourselves what we want out of life and understand, like, we have so much control over so many aspects of our life. And no, we cannot control everything, but there are a lot of things that we have control over, like our mind and where we journey to within our own minds. And everything that manifests in your reality is starting internally. And so this card can be asking, for somebody, where are you being called to journey to, like physically in the world, but also I'm really picking up that there are a lot of you that are being asked where you are being called to journey to within your own mind, within your own inner world, because there is so much magic that is happening within us. And once we really start to tap into that magic, then it will start to manifest outward. And for a lot of us at our core, we're just ready to walk in alignment with who we actually are. Like, I'm just hearing, like, fuck the bullshit. Like, we're just ready to, like, line up with what it is that brings us the most joy, what it is that brings us the most ease, what it is that brings us the most deep satisfaction. Like, that's where so many of us are right now, and we're allowing ourselves to be surprised by what's coming up. And I love this card. I've been meditating on this card all week. I love that this came up. Child Divine. Innocence, purity, redemption. Suggests a special connection with the divine. So yeah, I really feel like we are all tapping in, or at least if you are here watching this, a squirrel just ran. I think it was a squirrel. That was crazy. This squirrel was like Sonic through the backyard just now. But we are very much connected to the divine, and I think a part of us discovering these new things about ourselves, I feel like one of the things that a lot of us are going to be discovering is the depth at which we are connected divinely to the divine, to one another, to nature. Interconnectedness is what's coming up right now. Like, so many of us are going to be starting to see how we fit into the larger whole, the ways that we are connected to this giant web of consciousness. Like, we're going to start to discover our gifts that were given to us in order for us to help others, but also to really tap into who we really are, because that really is the joy of life. The joy of life for me is really tapping into, you know, who I came here to be and what it is that I came here to do, and to connect with those who I'm supposed to connect with, right? And so there is this beautiful, golden, magical well of jewels within each of us that we have been like digging, trying to find. And I really feel like for a lot of us, 2025 is the year that we're going to find the fucking treasure. Like, we're going to uncover what's been there the whole time, but we just didn't have access to, because there were so many walls up, so many blocks up, so many other things that were calling for our attention, or distractions that were trying to keep us from, whether intentionally or not intentionally, keep us from finding that deep inner well of riches. Because it's in there. It's always been there. And for a lot of us, this is the year that we are going to be finally finding that treasure. And I'm thinking about Holes is coming up right now, the movie Holes, and Holes with Cleo Thomas. That movie is coming up because there were all of these like separate holes that they were digging. They were trying to find this one freaking buried treasure, and there are all these holes that you see throughout the movie. Like, a lot of the shots, you can just see all of these different holes that they've been digging, just trying to find this one treasure. And you have these reptiles that I think if you get bit by one, you literally like die. Like, it's intense out there. The sun is crazy. They barely have any water. They have to wait for the water canteen. Like, they're out here struggling. And if you don't know the movie, it's like a juvenile center almost. Like, you get sent there, you do something bad, and instead of like going to juvenile, you go to this place to dig these holes. And I feel like for so many of us, we've been out here digging these holes. Some of us haven't even known what it is that we're looking for. But we've just been out here digging all these holes in the sun, getting sunburned, lips dry, crusty, like struggling, trying to find this gold mine. And we've been getting closer and closer and closer and closer, but like, I really feel deeply in my soul that this is the year that we're gonna find that treasure. I'm just thinking of the quote, I can fix that. I can fix that. That's from the movie, I Can Fix That. And honestly, I feel like that came up because there is this little voice within all of us, because we all know what we need to know. It's all inside of us. Everything that we need has been inside of us this entire time. There's this little part of us that's been just like waiting for us to find this thing, waiting for us to discover the well of riches, because it's like we've been so exhausted, depleted, depressed, confused, like, and there's been this little part of us, our higher selves, that's like just like, I can fix that. Just listen to me, follow your intuition, follow that inner voice, follow that inner guidance. This depletion that we've been feeling, our higher selves are ready to help us fix this misalignment and to really walk into who we have been this whole time. I'm gonna pull one more affirmation card. Oh, okay. The baby card came up again, but it was also at the top of the deck, and I haven't shuffled this deck yet. So the card baby came up, and it might be relevant to somebody. I'm not feeling that is for this reading, but it might be relevant to somebody. But to close the reading, we have ultimate potential. I choose to live a life of my fullest potential. I trust that this will draw me towards experiences and people that support my growth and accomplishment. Tuning into this frequency, I now reach higher heights than I ever thought possible. Knowing that's an option, why would I have tuned into anything else? I'm looking at you, smooth jazz and talk radio. I was just processing how smooth jazz, I love jazz, but smooth jazz irks my soul. And I've been trying to figure out why. But I think what I like about jazz is the chaotic, like, choppy nature of it. And smooth jazz, it's like, I don't want my jazz smooth. I want it to be raw. I want it to be like, I like my jazz raw. So with that, we will end this reading. I hope you guys are having a good start to the year. And I'm wishing you guys an amazing week. Stay warm, stay safe, stay aligned. And I will talk to you guys on Monday.